It's Rita and welcome to the Late Look North. Hello, good evening. I'm Sharon Barbour. As the conflict in the Middle East intensifies, many flights to and from the region remain cancelled, leaving tourists worried about getting home. The government says there are around 300,000 British nationals in Gulf states such as Dubai, Bahrain and Qatar. Well, we've been speaking to some of those stranded. Julie Smith reports.
With airspace closures and no flights home, the biggest question for those here is how to protect themselves. Emirates Airline had temporarily suspended all operations to and from Dubai, but this afternoon there was an update with a limited number of flights from tonight. Vivian Crow, who lives in Carlisle, was travelling with her partner. They were meant to have a quick stop-off to change flights.
Emergency alerts on our phone, that was a little scary. It's telling us to stay away from windows, to stay indoors, because Dubai was under missile attack. We're not getting a great deal of information at the moment. We have managed to book flights out for Thursday, but obviously that depends on airspace reopening. Otherwise, it's going to be, I don't really know. I mean, we've heard that the British government's talking about evacuating British citizens, but I don't know at what point that might kick in.
Dawn Carney from Wynyard now lives in Dubai and witnessed the fires on the five-star Palm, which was hit on Saturday.
Sat on the beach sunbathing and literally could start hearing loud bangs. So that was at the point where things did seem quite scary. It probably looks far worse where you're sat in the UK than it actually feels here. And I feel quite safe in terms of what's happening with the local authorities and what the government are doing to try and protect us.
The multiple missile strikes left Dane Chalmers of Harrogate witnessing the scariest experience of his life. Dane had travelled to Dubai for his honeymoon with his wife and daughter.
There was what would look like a shooting star, but obviously going the opposite way, going straight to the sky. And then next thing, some explosions. And then within 30 seconds of it happening, we all got escorted to a shelter. It was petrifying, to be honest.
With the ongoing uncertainty, for those keeping a very close eye on the situation, it's a waiting game. Julie Smith, BBC Look North.
A dangerous driver who drank up to 10 pints of beer and shots at a party before knocking down and killing a university student has been jailed for 12 years. Liam Bowes failed to stop after driving through a red light and hitting 22-year-old Durham University student Abigail Eggleston at Neville's Cross in October last year. Stuart Wincup reports.
Abby was described as a beautiful ray of sunshine. Hard-working and talented, her family said she was on track to conquer the world, but she was killed by a coward. Last October, Liam Bowes drank 10 pints of beer and shots at a friend's party. Footage from the Working Men's Club showed him unsteady on his feet and behaving erratically. But he still got into a car and a short time after this, knocked down and killed Abby.
His actions were not only utterly dangerous, devastating, but cowardly too. After killing Abby, he chose to drive away, leaving her lying fatally injured in the middle of the road. It was only thanks to the quick thinking and bravery of passers-by that Abby wasn't further run over.
Abby had been at a pedestrian crossing at Neville's Cross on the outskirts of Durham when Bowes ran through a red light at almost 60 miles per hour as she crossed the road. He didn't brake, he didn't stop. Instead, he set about torching the car, hoping to destroy forensic evidence.
Oh, yeah, it's fire damage.
Liam, show yourself.
He was arrested a short time later.
Getting locked up, all right? Death by dangerous driving. You don't have to say anything.
Judge Laird said no sentence he could ever impose could measure the value of Abby's life or ease the pain and suffering of her family and friends. In short, he said she was intelligent, hard-working, and the kind of daughter every parent would want. Before being jailed for 12 years, Bowes said he realised his actions had changed lives and he will rightly carry that burden. But Abby's mother said she would never forgive him. Her daughter's death, she said, had left her world completely shattered and utterly destroyed. Stuart Wincup, BBC Look North.
More than £200,000 is going to be spent on guarding against light pollution in Northumberland. Northumberland Coast National Landscape says it will use the grant from the National Lottery Heritage Fund to help create accessible dark sky discovery sites on the coast, as well as installing dark sky friendly lighting on farms. To football, and a win tonight for Middlesbrough at Birmingham in the Championship. The final score, Birmingham 1, Middlesbrough 3. Time for the weather prospects now. Here's Paul.
Good evening. As we head through this week, high pressure is broadly in charge of the weather, and that means things stay fairly settled with a fair amount of dry weather around. Should certainly be mostly dry overnight tonight, very little left in the way of cloud, lengthy clear spells and lighter winds, so temperatures dipping well into single figures. In fact, one or two spots out in the countryside could see a touch of frost come tomorrow morning. So a bit of a chilly start in places tomorrow, but a dry, bright start, and that's the way it stays. There's not an awful lot to show you on the map because there'll be very little cloud, lots of early spring sunshine, light winds, but they're coming down from a northerly direction, so it will be a bit cooler, highs around 10 degrees Celsius, which is 50 Fahrenheit. Another chilly night to come tomorrow night, but Wednesday's a mostly fine dry day after any early mist clears, rain coming in from the west later on Thursday.
And that's all from us. Have a very good night. Bye-bye.